Hi.
everyone. Sorry we're late. It's their fault, not mine.
It's totally Christine's fault, not ours.
Not
Hi,
mine at all.
everybody.
I can say it's definitely not my fault, not even a little.
Not even a little.
Well, everybody, if you don't know who's on panel, we have Christine, and then we've got the ward case studies with Jen Liu. And then I just want to say hi to everybody in chat. Sorry, we were trying to catch up on some open
Shop talk.
items, on some shop talk. Yeah, that's right. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Cement Shoes. Pink Dahlia. Hi, Haley. Hi, Jeanette. Shamita. Queen. Let me see if I scroll up. The K-Wiz one. BR. Miranda. Hi, Nikki. If I missed you, I'm really sorry. Let me see. I think I got everybody. Hi, Karen. Hi, Sarah. Amelia.
Hey, y'all.
Hi,
Hey.
Jax. Thank you guys for being here with us tonight. Hi, Aries girl. Sundown Farms. Newsflash. I know. Okay, so that was one of the things that I was actually looking at before we came live and I wanted to touch on. Are you guys following the Whites? Vicky White, and she busted out her.
I was, and then I thought it was the Escape from Danmora repeat, and I was like, but then I started following it a little bit because Dr. B was like, Chin, look. And I was like, okay. So I started looking.
Kind of a crazy ending. So everything kind of exploded today. You still got that up. You gonna take that? There you go. Vicky White. So I don't know. This whole story is mind-boggling to me. ATS News does a great job covering it and getting lots of details out. I have not covered it, but if you guys want some more in-depth coverage, follow ATS News. But so today, apparently in Evansville, Indiana, there was a mini police pursuit because they were located, and I think it was like a minute-long police pursuit. The cops crashed into them. When they crashed into them, Vicky decided to take her gun and unalive herself in the vehicle. He actually went in peacefully, which was very surprising to me. And he, hi, true crime analyst. He was arrested. She was actually taken to the hospital alive at the time, but has since succumbed to her self-inflicted injury. I have to say, I'm kind of surprised that she didn't unalive him. But
I think as it goes, he was already in prison, right?
Right.
But she's got way more to lose should she go to prison, given her former profession.
Well, so she was one day away from retirement. Her full pension.
God, so what did they throw in Escape from Danmora mixed with Lethal Weapon 3?
I think so.
I've seen this movie already.
This picture right here, this is ridiculous to me.
For this
He's
guy.
got boobs. The guy's got boobs. And if you notice, the one on the right, he has to lift his.
Is he holding his stomach up?
Yeah, he has to lift up his belly.
Was he like a big guy and then lost a lot of weight and didn't have the skin surgery? Is that what's happened here?
I think he was
really
bigger.
know. I don't know anything about the guy.
I have a picture from before, and he did look heftier. Yeah,
he did. Jax, you live a half hour from where they escaped. Oh, that's freaking scary.
She looks like a babe with the brunette.
So they thought that she probably dyed her hair brown to make herself look different. Yeah, he is a little heftier in 2019. He's a little.
Oh yeah, he is. What's he in for?
Man, prison roughed him up.
Come on, chat. You guys know. Like I said, I didn't fall. I don't know all the details. So I'm like, you got to go to. Yeah, Jax. I know.
He looks like
a big, dumb, ugly Jazz.
He looks like Chad Daybell.
No, he looks
a little bit like
10 years.
Oh, Chazzle Dazzle, yeah, that's.
So
he's a big boy.
They did so many dumb things. And you think that they were actually pretty intelligent because they had this whole, the murder of Connie Ridgway. Thank you very much. Yeah, he murdered a woman. I knew it was
Vicky White, no longer employed, so she's not going to get. No, girl, you ain't gonna get your job back. You fired. You ain't getting You ain't getting your pension. You ain't getting your benefits. You ain't
You
getting
You know the person
shit.
that wrote that headline that was like sitting in like some office in the newsroom was just like, fuck it.
Sounds
What a
like some
waste of
shit.
life. You did all that work for this.
Right. And you had what 2 or 3 days with him on the outside?
Well, longer
Some-
than that, because that's the one of the. So this is why I said that they seem like they had a pretty halfway decent plan, because they dumped the car that she was originally in. They
Mhm.
get another car. They dump that car. They get another car, but they take. I don't know if it was the second or third car. Like I said, you guys will probably know more than I do, but and take it to the car wash on May 3rd. Well, this guy's like 6'9", so he's pretty, like, stands out in a crowd, and so they had that surveillance footage that they held back, which I'm surprised they did, because knowing where he was would have been pretty important. But they stayed in Evansville for at least 6 days. Like, who stays there, and why Evansville?
And why did you need to wash your car?
I don't know.
They
you
got
wash
drive-through,
yourself.
right?
Yeah,
Or
they
they
have, like,
got
spray ones. Just go do that shit on your own.
or yeah, exactly. Go do it. Those have those are monitored too. But like, I have the gas station up the street from me has one. You sit in your car and do it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know
Just
what
go
I'm
to their little
saying?
drive-through one. No, he
Yeah.
walks into the car wash place, and so they have him on surveillance. And since he, like I said, he stands out in a crowd, so they
Walked
did.
into
So they
just
located,
nonchalantly out here walking into car washes like you haven't escaped from
like,
prison.
they live in Evansville their whole lives.
Right. Like, we're from here. What's your problem? Don't hassle me. I'm local.
So
Her coworkers said this did not shock them.
well, they had been found out for having an inappropriate relationship already, and she was like transferred or something, wasn't she? Like she moved to a different location, and so this was like this was already a thing, and like she didn't lose her job, they just moved her and disciplinary action or something, and then
Well, then how did they allow her to take him out and transport him?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I feel like y'all are my coworkers, and I feel like there are some things that I could get caught doing that you guys would be like, yeah, that doesn't surprise us. But busting a guy out of
Totally true.
prison and being on the run with him for 10 days, you girls would be like, no, that's not the Jen Lou we know. We
Yeah,
are.
I'd be like, somebody took her.
Yeah,
That guy took her.
he took her. She would
Her
never do
family
that.
is saying that she didn't do it like willfully, but I think she did. I think she just got a little like she was in a bad marriage or something. I don't know. She had a husband.
If she didn't, she should have shot him. And been like, he put down the gun and I took it, and now, here I am, and he's had me captive for 10
good
days.
point. That's so devious of you, T.
We like to think ahead. I was thinking the same thing. Teresa's just the one who said it.
I was just thinking that I would have aimed correctly.
You say it, and I'll clip me out saying it so that it's not there.
I wouldn't have prolonged it. I would have aimed correctly after all those.
What I'm just thinking, like, I don't know why she lets him live.
Right.
Well,
What
he
if
is a
he did
hottie. BR the star. You better not even think that.
Maybe she just was like, maybe she just missed maybe she just understood her limitations. She's like, bro, I'm going to fold under questioning. And that's that.
Man, I thought that she was like, maybe she was like a little, like a mousy girl, like no attention. And like, she did it just, she got.
I'm telling you, it's totally Escape from Dannemora. I'm telling y'all, go watch that. It's on Oxygen.
Living together, and he had just passed away in January. And then she does this.
Oh.
Hi, Missy.
She gonna be on Snapped. Snapped is gonna dig into her background and find everything. She gonna be on Snapped.
I mean,
that's what it's gonna be.
Went and got any other old Gary, and like with her retirement and lived a nice rest of her life. That's a shame. Scott Reich is gonna rake her across the coals. I wonder if
make sure you enunciate that. Yeah.
I wonder if she'll be on like his dumbest colonel of the month or whatever.
This year, Vicky White was voted Corrections Employee of the Year in Lauderdale County. The award ceremony is next week. The sheriff says the staff is taking the news of Vicky's death hard. Ursa, you better stop digging at that plant.
I have the arrest warrant pictures, but they're so little.
Hold on, let me get my eyes up here real quick.
Look, you're on the computer. You
Yeah.
can pinch and zoom on your phone.
I'm on my
On
computer.
StreamYard. On StreamYard, you can.
I
You
just-
can't, well, but how do you share it? I can't ever share crap on my phone.
No, I can read it to you. Let me just grab like my actual picture in my like thing. I can look at it.
Oh, I like to be read to. Read to me.
No,
If she was
Christine.
all dark and twisty, then why would they vote her employee of the year or month or whatever the hell it was?
What
Quick.
what kind of employee pool is there going on that she's the one that won?
If she's the winner,
What are
maybe we
the
got
other
some
jokers doing?
issues going on in that area.
Yikes.
What am I looking at? The arrest warrant or the timeline of the escape? Which one do you want me to read to you?
Whatever.
Whatever you feel like reading.
Yeah, go with it.
I have a quick side story. So, like a week and a half ago, I went to the car wash in my town, and the lady in front of me, the car wash broke off her light on the back of her car. And then I was like, she started just driving away, and I kind of got out of my car, like, is she gonna stop? And I was like in this awkward position, like, do I like scream and yell? But the blower is on drying her car, or she just drove off. And I was like, oh man. So I pulled through and I go to the front to tell the cashier. I said, a lady was just in there, and the car wash, like the brush just broke her lamp off. And he goes,
like her tail light, like the
yeah,
cover
her
of her
tail light. Yeah. And I said,
That had to be loose. There's no way
like-
that came on.
I was like, it's just laying in the car wash right now. He's like, okay, are you done with your wash?
He's like, I don't want to know about this man. We're going to be liable. Hush your mouth.
Yeah.
Just
But are you done
leave
with
it.
yours? I started busting up laughing, like, you, no, I'm not going in there.
You know what he was thinking? There goes my plausible deniability, Christine. Thank you.
Thanks.
You
I
ain't
saw it on
getting.
the camera, but now I have to let everybody know that I actually saw.
Yeah, and the thing
God.
is, now you're not going to get the extra coat of wax, Christine. That's what
Yeah,
you
no,
get.
I was like, I started laughing out loud. I was like, oh no, I'm not doing it.
I'm not
Okay.
going in there. A couple people said they didn't know that she had actually passed away. So yes,
They
she
just
passed away
announced it.
today. Yeah,
Okay, so her arrest warrant
from her
did say
self-inflicted gunshot wound from today.
her
So
arrest
he's in
warrant was-
custody and she's headed to the coroner.
No.
What? What did you say? I'm
Her
sorry, I
arrest
missed it.
warrant did say forgery in the second degree,
Okay,
identity,
because that's for signing him out.
identity theft.
Oh, who did she steal
Oh.
his identity?
Yeah, and so that's all it says. It just says that Vicky Sue Davis White, forgery, second degree, identity theft, and then a bunch of mumbo jumbo, signed by the magistrate judge.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't know all those details. Missy, are you still in here? Maybe you do.
That's interesting. Like they can't. Like there's no bigger crime than
They
that.
they had to get her first.
There's like a Brian
Because-
Laundrie
Well,
thing.
yeah, because think about it. Yes, they had a romantic relationship, right? But so did the girl from Escape from Dannemora, and she didn't actually help them escape. She was supposed to be their getaway car, and she ended up not showing up because she was in the emergency room due to a panic attack because she was about to pick them up, right? So she ended up catching some charges because there were other things she did give them the thing that they used to cut the hole and then tunnel or whatever. But they had to wait, I think, until they got her to make sure that she was part of the entire plan. Do you know what I mean? What all happened, where they went, they're going to, the charges were going to come later, the bigger charges.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
What would that charge be for breaking somebody out of?
Aiding and abetting a fugitive, obstruction of justice, all kinds of shit they can charge her with.
Hi,
Those
Barb.
are all kinds. I'll just name two.
Those were really good ones. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know where she went, Barb. Ursa.
She's like, no, you yelled at me about the plant and I didn't like your tone. I'm not coming to you now,
Probably. She probably
lady.
left now.
I don't even think this is
That's
related.
that's
I don't-
that's
Oh, that's Amber.
Johnny Depp stuff.
That got mixed
Come here,
in.
baby.
Oh, I can't do this
Come
picture
say hi
again.
to Aunt Barb.
Isn't it cute?
Come say hi to Aunt Barb. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
She's
I
too
throw
big
my whole
now,
life
you
away
guys.
for that.
She's too big.
Oh,
Okay, there
look
she
at the
is.
baby.
There she is. She's so big.
Well, I'm glad that he's in custody because after seeing those pictures, don't you worry, I'm on my way to bust you out again. Let me just tell my husband I'll
She
be
would-
back.
She probably would. She'd be like, now we both got to get out of here.
Bless it.
She is. She's sparking up the employee of the month party. She totally messed that up for that company. They're like, well, what do we do now? Like, do we vote for somebody else?
We already got the cake, Karen. What are we going to do?
Is there anybody else named Vicky? Get the other Vicky.
Get Vicky S.
So bad. We're so bad. We're going now.
Oh, well, I plan to run hell, so you guys will
All
be
right,
fine.
I'll be there.
Yeah, once I take over, don't you worry. Everything's going to be smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Be a real
Smooth.
party place.
Can I be employee of the year?
You can be employee of the decade because that's how we
Heck
gonna do it in
yeah.
hell. Because time goes slow there.
Right. So they did. Yes, Barb. She passed away. They did. So they wrecked. There was a very small police chase, and then as they took off because their car, they knew that they were being followed. The officers hit the car, and they watched her unalive herself in the car with a gun, and then he went willingly. So
Oh,
she
look
was
at Max's
alive,
question.
supposedly on the way to the hospital, but
Hi, Max. There's no party poopers here.
Yeah,
So
We're
I,
real-
malls.
we're a
I
party
actually-
crowd.
So Max, I have actually been looking into that, and I have not been able to confirm that at all.
he
There
did sign
is
it over.
one website that says that the house was sold in 2022, but I don't really know the accuracy of that because it's the people in the paperwork is still Frank and Sandy and Chris. So I really don't know.
No, that's wrong. Chris
What do
did
you-
sign a quitclaim deed in March.
to them though.
He did sign. He's not the owner anymore at all.
No, but the paperwork is just the three of them still, is what I'm saying. It's him
I was
giving
on
the.
the
It's,
Weld County property site today, and I looked at
it
it.
was posted
and
on Zillow that it's sold because I did not see it on Zillow when I was researching it, but I will go look right now.
I didn't see anything about a sale in the property, like in the recorders. What is it called? The land
Like the
records.
Like the tax assessor?
Yeah, for the Weld County. So like you can look it up by the parcel, and it just shows the quitclaim deed. It doesn't show any sale at all.
Look how fancy you are. You can look it up by the parcel. I'm over let's call the tax assessor. They'll know.
She knows all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I don't have Zillow doesn't have it sold. I don't see that. It was that the only one that did. Let me see if I can remember the name of that.
The only place I saw that was on
Realty Track. Realty Track is the one that had it on there. So I don't know, but it doesn't have the only paperwork I saw that had anything to do with this year was with Frank and Sandy.
Well, let's think about this now. So if he signed a quick deed in March, typical escrow is what? 60 days to close? April, May. Is it 30?
It's 30 in California. I don't know about Colorado.
All right. Well, okay, we'll give it 30. We'll give it to the short end. So that puts it what? April.
Past the 30 days, yeah.
Right. So, but then when the deed changes hands, if it was purchased, the title to the home, right, the mortgage, that's another probably
Another
15, 30. Yeah, probably 30 days too. So we should know officially by June. By June, if that house has been sold, we should be able to find out.
All right.
That's
Barb
what I
said
think.
she found it on Zillow. She's going to send it to me so we can look at that too. But
Okay.
I don't see it on Zillow. I only ever saw it on that realty check. Hi,
AB?
Positively Parker.
AB had said that somebody named Johnson, somebody or last name Johnson owns it now, which I don't know
I
where
didn't hear
that
that
came
at
from.
all.
I didn't watch his whole stream. I just read the description and then left. But I am interested if that is true. There's just everybody has the same name out there. They're all named the same thing. I don't know which one of those Nickies did it. Or
Bless
I'm
it.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Everybody, calm down. Don't come at me. I'm just saying everybody's named Nicole or Nikki out there.
Nick. I was gonna say, so Smalls asked. They just said that she shot herself. They didn't actually specify the location, but that she did succumb to those self-inflicted injuries, which I find really weird though, because in the article that announcing that she did pass away, they're having an autopsy tomorrow.
I read it was self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Yeah, but they got to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that whatever happened occurred during the commission of a crime because they were on the run, so it has to be investigated.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just like, that seems kind of waste of resources in my opinion, but I mean, maybe they don't have anything better to do.
Yeah, but what if her
cement shoes? Okay.
what if her family comes back and says, "You guys ruled this as a self-inflicted when in fact it was red rum." You know what I mean? What if they make a claim?
They want her retirement.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
that's probably true. That's a lot of insurance stuff and everything else. So that makes sense.
So this is the I dotting and the T crossing. Has to be done.
All right. You say so. I believe you.
Okay.
Okay. And then, did they witness her? According to the press conference, the little mini press conference they had today, they did. They said they saw it, but they said they're going to have a big press conference tomorrow. So.
Okay.
Keep an eye on that. There was something else I wanted to talk about before we went into Johnny Depp, but I think.
I wanted to talk about Tara's trial started today.
Yes, so that's actually what I want to cover on Friday too, because I've been watching that trial. So if you guys don't know Tara, she actually went missing in 2005. They did not find her remains until I think it was 2017.
I thought they did not find her remains.
They did. They found pieces.
Oh.
So a couple tips had come in. She was featured on the Up and Vanish podcast. Mm-hmm. So her case kind of got some traction, but she, oh, look at you. How pretty is all this that you put together? But there was a gentleman who his last name was Duke, and then there's another gentleman whose last name is Dukes. So it's kind of confusing. But Dukes had been telling people for many years that he actually helped in getting rid of her remains. And then he actually confessed to the investigators that he helped get rid of her remains and told them where. So they had actually taken her out to a property that his family had owned and burned her to the point where he said there was nothing left of her. But she the regular Ryan Duke. Okay, so that guy actually got found guilty already. He got sentenced to 25 years and he's done Dukes. Now Ryan Duke his trial has started today, and he's actually the one who committed the red rum. And we'll go with Jen Luz. He's actually the one who committed the red rum. He went in through her window and got into her bed and unalived her by strangling her. Mm-hmm. And then he called his buddy Dukes so they could use the truck to get rid of the body. So nobody knew anything. So there's a whole big timeline to this case because she actually went missing in 2005 and then wasn't actually found until like 2017. Ryan Duke was actually supposed to be tried for this murder back in 2019, but he has pro bono attorneys. So so it irritates me a little bit. Sorry. They wanted expert witnesses. They wanted expert psychologists. They wanted expert DNA. They wanted experts on his side. And since they're pro bono, they couldn't actually apply for, or they couldn't they couldn't get it because they're not like a public defender, because he'd fired his public defender. And so they went through the appeals process for the last 2.5 years and finally got it approved. I think last year, I think last year, 2021, they got it approved, and through appeals, that the state would have to fund their experts for his trial. So they did jury selection last week, and his trial started today.
Yeah, I saw that on Law and Crime, and I was going to watch it, then I got distracted. But I don't remember.
I mean, it's interesting only because it's a cold case that was, ultimately solved by, tips. But what got those tips in was social media.
See, those are my favorites. I like the cold cases, and then, so see, they don't give us well, here's the problem. Social media is a good thing, and it can be in the right hands, but it's sort of like, well, you'd have to kind of be from the South. All right. So in the South, we have tornadoes, right? And whenever there's a tornado, they interview the woman in her bathrobe and her curlers who's upset because she forgot to get her casserole dish from Tina down the street, and they could have been killed, or even worse. That's who they interview, right? So I feel like when they think about social media involvement, people tend to think of the worst of the worst. You know what I'm saying? And we all kind of get lumped in because of that. But not all social media people are equal or the same, obviously. Some people have a lot of integrity, some people have no integrity, and some people have varying levels of integrity in between.
Right. So I want to I want to deep dive more into this on Friday, Christine, if you want to, because I think we'll have more information. Her trial's only supposed to last like a week and a half. So.
Oh, wow.
Right. It's so weird compared to like we're looking at Johnny Depp, and it's like, so May 27th is closing arguments. It's like 8 weeks long.
Yeah.
So she's gorgeous though. Look at how pretty this
she
woman
is. She's beautiful.
She was a school teacher.
Oh, any loss of life is sad, but I don't know. There's something about who harms teachers. They help with children.
Yeah, she was a
really pretty high school teacher.
Yeah, she was a really pretty high school teacher, but she was a pageant girl, and so since she wasn't doing pageants herself anymore, she would go spend her weekends helping out like the child pageants in the area, because it's Georgia, so child pageants are pretty big.
Oh yeah, those are huge.
Yeah, so that's where she would spend her time, is helping out like the kids. She didn't have kids.
Unlike Amber Heard, who pretended she worked in a soup kitchen or volunteered in a soup kitchen.
Nice segue.
Yeah, nice segue. All right, so who in chat and who on panel? Who's going through some Johnny Depp, Amber Heard withdrawals?
Me.
I appreciated the fact that I actually got to catch up on some of the other types of clips and some of the behavior stuff that I hadn't got to see before. But I kind of felt like it was almost like empty.
I didn't know. That's probably what happened to me today. I didn't know what to do with myself today, so I decided.
I've never longed for a Monday so much as I have today for next Monday.
I know, right?
I know. You're like, I just want Monday to get here.
I cleaned up my kids' room. That's how bored I was.
I don't know how you haven't been watching it, Gwen. Like, it's like an addiction. Because I want to know, I want to see what she has to say. Like, I just can't. It's like, and then she says something, and I'm like, what the hell? What are you talking about?
Nothing that she says. Well, not nothing, but 98% of what she says doesn't make any sense. Like, logically.
We have a real fun activity for you guys tonight. We're all going to be acting out our very best Amber Heards.
Just Christine is. She said, I refuse to play all these videos that you want me to play. I'm just going to reenact them instead. I'm like, you know what? I think chat would actually like that much better. I'm like, so go ahead. Like, you're not hurting my feelings.
She's like one of those like commercials for like, the commercial goes, do you have constant heartburn? And then the actor like, doubles over and clutches her chest.
I do.
She's like that.
Yeah, she's like that. And then at the end of that one story that she told about in the trailer, it ends it up with, well, I remember my dog got stung by a bee.
Do you know what she sounds like? She sounds like she's talking to her parents. She's trying to get her brother in trouble. Like, yeah. And then he really looked at me and he said, "You bitch." Like she sounds like she's trying to get her brother grounded or something. Not like she's in a courtroom with the judge and a
her
jury.
emotion does not match this trauma, in my opinion. I'm not an expert on that whatsoever, but I just don't see it.
My thing is the order of events. Okay. If I take all emotion out of it, and you guys know I'm very, very good about at doing that. How do you go from sitting on the edge of a couch to then all of a sudden I was looking at this dirty carpet and I never realized how dirty this carpet was, and how did the carpet get so dirty? Well, what happened to sitting on the edge of the couch? You guys were sitting on the edge of the couch together, or I was sitting on the edge of the couch, and then all of a sudden you on the floor. What happened in between the couch and the floor? That's the stuff. It's or this. I was walking out the bedroom door and he smacked me across the face. So I turned around to him and I said, "You hit me, Johnny, you hit me."
Like she's reading the script with like the notes,
You
like the
just
actress.
hit me.
Actress goes, "Oh,
You hit me.
You just hit me.
And what's weird, this is the other thing that's interesting to me, is that every time she talks about Johnny Depp physically assaulting her, she always ends it with, "It didn't hurt physically. It didn't hurt." Okay, Amber, we're not trading licks here. All right, calm down. It would actually make sense if it hurt. If he broke your nose, it would hurt. So it's okay to say that it hurt. It's the fact that she makes it so that's like, it's such a weird ending to every story. I mean, it didn't physically hurt. Okay, Barbara Badass. Like, what, it's weird. It's just weird.
slap,
It's just,
slap again."
and I laughed. I just laughed. I didn't know whether to, I laughed. I thought it was funny. Listen, okay. I have never been slapped in the face and took that as a fucking joke. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap if Jesus Christ himself came down here and smacked me across the face. Jesus is not joking. Anybody who slaps you across the face is not joking with you. It's not a game. They're not playing with you.
I just laughed. I chuckled. Ha 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 ha. You smacked. You just hit me. Ha ha.
I couldn't
You didn't know
tell
what
him.
else to do, so I laughed. I thought it was funny.
And then, like, Chunk did a better job of evoking and emoting remorse and regret when he talked about the time that he went to the movie theater with the fake puke and he made it sound like, "Hoo, hoo."
Yes.
And then everybody started puking.
Well, I think that's what she's like expecting, is like her fake cries are going to get other people to like cry along with her, but it's actually almost awkward.
It is so awkward. And because you know what? Like we wanted to talk about some of the depositions that she did before, but in those, she's so annoying. She's like so cringe, but you can tell that she's just that much of an asshole. Like she's being legit, like she's being real. They don't seem fake. She's just that annoying.
No, to me, she's actually, this is the deposition. And Jen, I was going to ask you, are you going to go through and show like all the old stuff this week?
I was after today, because tonight you wanted me up here. So I said, okay, I know go live on mine. I go live with Teresa.
Okay, so you guys, if you're not subbed to Jen's channel, make sure you sub to her channel, because she's going to go through all the old depositions, and we just have a clip from Amber's that we were going to play. But that you can. So somebody had actually asked me, I think it was in your chat last week, Jen, like, why, like, have we ever considered that she might be telling the truth? And my answer was, I did consider that she was telling the truth, but I've watched her evolve into this. Like I've always been a Johnny Depp fan, and then some of you guys are like, I haven't even seen Pirates, and I'm like, whatever. But I like Johnny Depp, so I've kind of followed this, since its birth in 2016 when it kind of started to hit things. But I remember watching like this deposition, and this person you see in this deposition is not the person you see that's sitting on that stand. Michelle, are you feeling better?
Michelle.
So make sure you guys go sub to Jen's channel so that you guys can get caught up on all the other things. So that way, when we do come back next Monday, you'll be able to see the differences in just the looks on her face, the way that she holds her face and holds herself, and like I don't know, it's just like so weird. It's like a different person almost.
Yeah, and I saw so was it YouTube? Yes. YouTube had a clip. Amber Heard's Mustang, the Mustang she drove to Coachella, okay, where she took that video. That was featured on the show Overhaul. All right. So Johnny Depp did it for her, right? Like he paid those guys. And bruh, Amber Heard has zero business having a Mustang like that. First of all, she has no idea what she has. She cannot even begin to appreciate it. And the fact that anybody who truly loves a vehicle, right? Like if it's not Mustangs for me, it's a Camaro, right? I would not need to be taken around the Camaro and shown what all was done to the Camaro, because I have eyes and I love Camaros. So I'd be able to just see what was done. There's something so off, and she flips them off. She goes for, you guys got to watch it. It's on the YouTubes. It's only like 4 minutes long. Yeah, I'll play it on my channel. It's only like 4 minutes. It's ridiculous. She got on my nerves so bad with that. Like,
do you know who did a really good like breakdown with the legal perspective? Was Ben Shapiro, and he's like a lawyer, and so he was doing it, but his face when he's like talking about it, like he'll show her clip, and he's just like, oh my God. I mean, there's a lot of people trying to be really like fair. I don't think this woman deserves fair.
Listen, I tried to be, this is what I wanted. I wanted to hear what he had to say, and I wanted to hear what she had to say. And then with the audio clips, okay, these are her recordings, okay? So she tells a story, and then here comes her lawyer, Elaine.
I love how you do that.
Because that's how I feel about her, Elaine. Then she plays the audio clip. She's like, Your Honor, I'm just going to play 0.12 seconds to 0.14 seconds, right? So she plays it, and it's totally the opposite of everything that Amber Heard had just said on the stand.
They don't catch that, though. I don't think, or I think that the lawyer's already so like preset on what she's gonna say that it's almost she can't adjust. More rehearsed and Amber is supposedly rehearsed, but she's like making crap up when she's up there, and then what the lawyer has to say doesn't match what she's saying because she's already ready to go with this.
I know what happened is that they went to like their preliminary meeting, and Amber did her show for the lawyers, and then the lawyer took the notes and then regurgitated them back for opening statements without taking, and then we spent 2 weeks listening to her being called a pathological liar, and they never revised their plan. Like they just went with their initial plan.
They don't know how to adjust.
It's almost
according to according to what's going on in the courtroom. Like they just, you can, and I'm trying really hard with you, Elaine, but whenever an argument, okay, if Johnny Depp's lawyer objects to hearsay, which now I'm really getting the legal definition of hearsay and I like it. Okay. So anytime that happens, this is what she says. I don't think it's hearsay. Okay. That's like me being up there saying that shit, Elaine. Okay.
Hearsay. I don't think that's hearsay.
I don't think that's hearsay. What are you talking? Hearsay? What? Who? That ain't hearsay.
She doesn't think that that's defamation.
She doesn't think.
She has no.
Y'all, it was just a mess, just a mess.
Well, I like when Johnny's lawyers, why Amber's on the stand, they'll say like that's hearsay, and she's all, I felt it, I saw it, I was there.
Yeah.
Like Amber's actually answering, and it's like that's not. You're supposed to be quiet. Like that's the lawyer's turn to talk, lady.
Yeah, like, well, bless her. I mean, for lack of a better, I'm not poor Amber or anything, but the truth of the matter is that they're a team, and you're only as strong as your weakest link, Elaine. And so Amber Heard's like in there pinch hitting, but I felt it. It's my emotions. I'm an actress. I feel things all the days deeply.
And I'm
deeply.
so sorry. I'm so sorry that I have to ask this, but were you awake when this happened? No.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she tells the world, I could not have possibly pooped in the bed because I have fecal phobia.
Oh my God, she doesn't sweat.
7 hours later, she's on the stand talking about, and I cleaned up his sick, and when he would lose his control of his bowels, I cleaned that up too. Oh, so what happened to your fecal phobia, ma'am?
Don't have that. Doesn't have that when it's having to do his stuff for him.
She's
Just
as
her.
good of an actor
So like,
as Prince
who
Andrew.
wipes her ass?
Bitch, she would ask. That's her answer. Would probably be, "Bitch, I take his boots off." How'd that work out for you, Amber?
He could take
I
him
let
off
him.
if he wants to. I wouldn't be like mad or anything.
It'd be perfectly fine if he took him off.
Go to England and marry Andrew. They're perfect for each other.
Oh yeah, Karen, that's one thing that they've totally derailed the whole line of questioning, because that attorney she is on every when they zoom to her, you can actually it's interesting to me because she's sitting like sideways with her ear like this. You know, like she's ready to like hearsay, objection, hearsay. So she's like listening. She's not even like watching her necessarily. She's just like listening for certain things, and she's just like objection, hearsay, objection, leading, whatever, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like it's just she's on it, and she's totally derailed their whole line of questioning, which is perfect because Amber can't manage to continue with having and holding any form of sadness throughout that time. Because if that's the last thing that you're maybe it's just me, because like I said, I'm not a behavior specialist, but if I'm sitting here and and this traumatic thing has happened and I'm recounting it, I can't go from not being sad to just being like, okay, let's talk about this, that, and the other. Like I'm still sad. I'm still sad inside. You know what I mean? So while all that's happening and they're arguing over whether this objection is relevant or not, she's fine.
Well, that's because she took a bump from the Kleenex.
And she memorized her lines to Gone with the Wind before she came.
Did we ever get did we ever find that picture? I'm sure everybody here has probably seen it by now, where she's like holding that up and then she sniffs.
Menthol.
Some say it's menthol, that she's doing it to try to gain a reaction that'll make her cry. Others are like adamant that she was taking a bump.
Okay, let me say this. If it is menthol does not require you to hold a nostril. They have Vicks sticks, and all you have to do is inhale. You don't have to pinch the nostril so that the booger sugar, you don't lose any out. See, that's the problem. You don't want to get the little residue.
Would that just be habit though from doing bumps?
No. You don't just, okay, so let's say you like cocaine, right? Like the way it smells, and you do it a lot because it smells so good. Okay.
Yeah, anything. Does anybody here have not seen the clip? Because then we will take the time to go look for it.
I thought you were just about to ask, is anybody here?
No, I wanted to see if anybody in here has not seen the clip, because if they haven't and they don't know what we're talking about, I want to make sure they can.
Put in chat if you haven't ever done this.
No, don't do that. Do not admit that on here. Do not listen to Christine.
Don't put any ones in chat.
Don't say anything.
It's not a hat. It's not.
Now if you put ones in there, that's what it's gonna mean. Don't put ones in the chat, you guys.
It's not a learned. Well, it is. I mean, you learn how to take a bump, but you don't carry that over into other activities that don't involve cocaine. That's not how you blow your nose. So you like to do lines of coke, and now that's how you blow your nose anytime you have
No,
anything
I
to
mean
do
like
with
out
your
of
nose.
habit, like if she was doing the menthol thing,
No,
and out
I
of
don't
habit
No.
think
she puts the
there's
No.
finger
no
on the
way.
nose.
no,
That
no, no,
Mm.
no. There's no. The bump was in her pinky. The bump was under her nail. She took the bump and she that's how she did it. She did the bump with it was the coke was under her nail and the Kleenex, because the Kleenex didn't even come from it wasn't the court issued Kleenex.
Kleenex.
It was a different Kleenex, and I've already seen videos.
Kleenex.
I've already seen videos being posted of the day that Johnny Depp was wiping his nose. Okay, at no time ever did Johnny Depp stick his finger towards his nose, close the other nostril, and be like, okay, that didn't happen. He was wiping his nose. You could clearly see it. And the thing is, how you know that it's coke and not boogers is because she took her hands after that and pinched her nose together and wiped it. If you got boogies and you have a ready available tissue, why are you using your fingers, Amber Heard? You nasty.
All right, I'll grab the clip real quick. Hold on.
Okay. I am just, I would bet
I was so grossed out, like when she's telling that story about, oh, I didn't know this picture existed of this 12-inch across square bottle, and it's just bringing back all the memory. Like, shut up! That is such a worse than disgusting thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
You would have needed so much therapy to be able to get up here and talk like that.
Right.
And we know you didn't do any therapy.
Well, she did a lot of therapy. Just never told these people the truth, in my opinion. Or there's such a weird, only told them these pieces that was going to get the attention or whatever she needed from them.
Well, it's like she almost knew that they would at some point maybe possibly be testifying in court.
People that snort things don't turn around and blow their nose. You hack that shit back. At least that's what a friend told me.
I mean, Pink Dahlia is not wrong. We might have the same friend, Pink Dahlia, because that's what I heard as well.
We might have the same friend, that one friend.
The TikTok ain't feeling Amber Heard either. The Tickety Talks has been brutal.
Oh, they're good. They're good. It's so bad. It's so bad now that my kids are like, "Mom, come and look at this."
Yeah.
I want so much of it.
Like, I want to hear
them talk crap about her for like hours. Like,
okay, I put the link in the StreamYard chat. Can you play it for me real quick? I'll be right back. I gotta let Ursa out. She's over
okay. I'm assuming she wants you to play it, Christine.
Okay. I'm trying to get it. She just sent it.
Oh, sorry. Also, the Tickety Talks has gone even deeper with the tissue issue. There are some TikToks that have cropped it in such a way where and slowed it down.
Oh, sorry.
Where she likes to always play this stuff like on her own, and then she sits back there and just laughs. Like we can all see the same thing, and we're like, we have no idea what's funny.
Right. So there's other TikToks that have slowed it down and zoomed in on her eyes, and I have to say, from that footage, it does look like her pupils dilate. Just a little, not a ton. I don't know what kind of grade of cocaine she's doing. I doubt it's from the jar.
It's fine. I try to hit a comment, like the comments are gonna look all stupid because I try to hit a comment and then everything else is just like it just keeps flowing. That's Jen Lou up here. Yeah.
Hey Rena. Hey Michelle.
All right, you ready for this jelly?
Hit it.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And
see.
What do you guys think?
That bitch took a bump.
Pink Dye, I was
gonna
going to tell you I
me.
subbed to it. I think I might have said that out loud, or I just went and subbed to it, FYI. I can't hear T.
Could nobody hear that?
No, because you muted for the song.
Oh. Was I talking?
Oh, my bad. Do you want me to do it again? Sorry.
Yeah, well, of course. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're not going to monetize the channel till probably next month.
Yeah, but you don't want. Yeah, but you don't want to. Yeah, but you don't want to get a claim.
It won't. It doesn't.
Okay,
do
I'll be
anything.
quiet. It's gonna go.
I know, but still.
It's not playing. It's just Amber Heard sitting there. See, that's what she does. I'm telling you guys, she listens to it on her own. She's like, I'll do all the fun stuff behind here, and nobody will see it, and then I'll tell everybody about it later.
Teresa, maybe if you could do such a better job, then.
Oh, now girls.
You know I love you. No, Pink Dye, no, not yet. Oh, I mean, yeah, I haven't done all the stuff to do it. Not yet. Okay, this is all just for fun. Pink Dye. We do all this stuff just for fun because we like to hang out and make fun of each other.
Hit it.
I can't hit it.
You hit it.
Is it in the screen? I can't see the screen anymore.
Yes, it's in the screen, babe. That was a bump and a swallow.
Yeah, that's it would not surprise me, but that's a lot of balls, man. That's a lot of balls.
Teresa, she hauled her cookies up on the stand under oath and is straight lying. You think taking a bump is too far? It would be too far for average people, but this Amber Heard, she don't give a fuck.
I think she really does think that she could just do whatever the hell she wants whenever the hell she wants and say whatever the hell she wants whenever the hell she wants to say it.
She thinks she won't be caught. She thinks that she is the smartest person in the room all the time, and it comes through.
That's a perfect segue to this.
It comes through in her arguments with Johnny Depp when she tries to use big words, and she gets that real condescending tone that is likely
that matches that face.
Holding back fire. If she could spit fire, she would. You can hear it gurgling in the back of her throat. The contempt.
Oh yeah. This woman's got lots of disgust, just spewing.
She should really like do Tai Chi or some kind of, I don't know, some activity that's just one person, like no team sports or anything, but something physical.
She does not fit on a team.
No. I have a joke.
Hi, Ainsley.
If Amber Heard breaks horses as good as she breaks men, then there is a plethora of well-trained quarter horses in some small town in Texas right
now. Bless it.
There is a lot of well-trained trail riding quarter horses.
There's a lot of well-trained horses out there. It's almost like she was trying to break in Johnny. She was like, "You're going to do exactly what I want you to do, and I want you to do it."
If I ever want a pony, I know who to go to.
God, she's like, "I didn't want no horse from him."
Oh, that's God, I hate her.
Yeah, that's not asking for a horse. You know, you were like, Amber, I want this like super fancy like horse, and if you don't buy it for me, I'm gonna cut off your finger.
It was like too generous. Like I was just young, and me and my friends, and like it was weird. He gave me so many great presents.
And then one day, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this pony shows up, and I was like, "Who's gonna feed this pony and train this pony?" Yeah, like, come on, Johnny, this is too extravagant, and that's why I sent those guitars back, you fool.
And I don't want any of your money. This was never about the money or the movie roles or the cars or the vacations.
Which is why I brought up the prenup, and he flew into a violent rage, and he threw a glass at me, and it hit the chandelier. Okay.
And dragged me across these beautiful hardwood floors in this beautiful house.
onto this filthy, dirty carpet. And all I kept thinking, like, she acts like
I can't
they
believe this
were
carpet is so dirty.
right, like they.
It's like, get off your ass and clean it. I'm sorry.
She acts like they were in
So
a
bad.
damn trap house. Is what she acts like.
No, I'm
Like-
sorry. That's not what she wasn't thinking about. No damn dirty carpet. It's just bullshit to me. It's all those irrelevant details to her story that she tries to like focus on. The dogs are wrestling. I apologize.
Don't worry, we love it.
He has a stupid chin.
I do.
No.
No, but I think that's she does. She tells all these details that are extremely irrelevant, but then she tells them in such great detail that becomes like really important. Like, why do we even remember that she said the floor was dirty?
Because it's so
Because
out of
she made it
line.
such a big deal.
Exactly. And the thing is that everybody that is just, you don't even have to be an expert at anything other than being a human, right?
Right.
To understand that these, I keep wanting to say extraneous, but that doesn't seem like the right word. Details that mean nothing. It's, I guess maybe it's left over from all of the interrogations I've listened to over the years, and hear these random details that that have nothing to do with anything. Like, I spilled ice cream on this sweater. What I wore, the sweater I wore during the Red Rum. I like in 1974. I remember I spilled chocolate ice cream. It was such a
pretty.
and that.
But I felt pretty.
Yeah, and the thing is that I went back because that stood out to me, right? That he was controlling of her wardrobe. So I went back and looked at footage from the red carpets that he and Vanessa did together, and Winona, and Kate Moss, and Penelope Cruz, and all the 3 or 4 that I can't think of that were in between, but I don't know them like that, so I can't say their names, but whatever.
She seems to forget she's with Johnny Depp, or she was with Johnny Depp.
I don't think she cares. She thinks she's better than everybody else.
She does.
I missed all kinds of good comments, so I just want to kind of go through these real quick before we.
That conspiracy theory about lizard people were real, it would be her.
It would be her. It would be her, without a doubt. Smalls, Jen is going to go through and play all the old videos of the depositions and all that fun stuff on her channel this week, so stay tuned for that. And then Outside the Box with Chloe Joe said that her daughter actually has BPD and that Amber's demeanor and actions are very similar. The person that I know that has BPD, her actions are also very similar to this.
Oh, so she's dyslexic. She can't spell PTSD.
Then, let me see. Is Amber single asking for a friend? She just adopted a baby that everybody thinks is Elon.
Oh yeah, do you think that's like Elizabeth Holmes got pregnant during her trial for the sympathy? Okay, well,
you think that she adopted a baby for the sympathy?
You think
she didn't adopt? Well, I guess it would be adoption if she had a surrogate.
A surrogate.
She had a surrogate, but I don't know if she had a surrogate. I don't know the details of it.
Like, was it her egg?
I don't know any of that. For sympathy. I know, but I mean, I know that Elon and his current girl, they created embryos, and gave them to a surrogate. So I don't know. I can't answer because I don't know. Yeah, she has a 1-year-old little girl.
Not human.
Yeah. Do I think that do I think that was planned out? I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. She's pretty devious, and I really don't want to put it past her, but I also don't want to say it out loud either.
Chloe Joe, sorry, I misspoke. She had a surrogate, and that's her baby. I'm sure she used her own egg, right? Or her own.
Yeah, it'd be her egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what it is? It was her egg?
I don't know, but I mean, that's what.
It could be somebody else's egg. You could buy an egg. That's
a normal one. No, of course it's her egg. If she thinks she's better than everybody, she'd want to reproduce. That poor baby. Oh, I was saying that. I said that on BR. I'm sorry. The name of your friend just totally slips my mind right now. The one that's is she in Australia or something? Where's she at? I don't know. Sorry, but she.
I don't know where you're reading. I nonstop, Mom.
I lost it, guys. Hold on. It just flew right out of my head. It'll be back in a minute.
No, not. Have y'all seen the video from Law and Lumbar that debunks her bed breaking story? I have not seen that, and I would like to.
Bless it. Amber, this
Did
was
you
literally
listen
the
to all
worst.
stuff to play?
Yes, I've been writing it down.
Okay, good. So all this stuff is going to get played on Jen's this week. She's going to be on YouTube like 24/7. Don't you worry.
You're just going to get sick of me. I'm going to be on so much. You know,
We're
it's
gonna
going
go
to
over and
take
watch all this old
87.
stuff.
Yeah, and you know it's going to take me 87 hours to get through because I have to. There's some stuff I can let go, but then other stuff I just have to wait. We're going to have to pause. Wait.
We got to talk about.
Wait.
I'm Momo. Oh my God, that is really weird. Momo. I literally was just about to say to Jen, "Where's Momo?" And then you showed up in my chat.
Hey, Momo.
That is freaking weird. I think she felt me. She like felt that I was wondering where the heck she's been. And there
You know
she
what,
is.
Sarah? I could do that. I could do some nooners, switch it up a little bit, like do Tuesday night, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday night or something. I'll give you guys some nooners. Sure will. Such a giver.
Oh, look, it just came back. Okay, so you know who I feel bad for is
We have no idea, Christine. Why don't you tell us?
Don't talk too much though, because she's gonna lose it again.
the fireball brought it back to me. Stop it. Okay. I feel bad for the parents of the kids that she's going to be in their PTA group with them when her kid goes to school. Those parents, run now, hide your sons, get out of the district.
Do you think that she'll actually go or she'll send like IO?
Do you think, what if she's the room mom? Ooh.
I'm switching
Get
my
out of her
kids'
district,
class.
take your sons, hide them from her.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I want to play this video. Like I said, this is just a small clip. I mean, it's not that small, but it's a small clip of the 2016 deposition. So this is actually after she files the restraining order. And this is more, in my mind, who she really is. This is how I see her and how she... Have you watched any of this yet, Jen?
No, because I like to do my reactions fresh.
Okay. So yeah, so we'll play this. Like I said, this is just a small part of this deposition from back in 2016. So I mean, it is a little dated, but for me, it's just very ironic how she acts here and how she acts.
So this video is 15 minutes, so tell me when you want me to stop it.
All right, you can just play it.
Johnny Depp with a closed fist.
May have to turn it up. Make sure that everybody can hear it.
Answer it however you feel you wish to.
One time, Johnny was hitting me, and he was hitting me hard and repeatedly, and I was screaming. Security walks in, and they don't do anything about it. And he makes this motion when Jerry Judge yells boss or Sean, I can't remember who it was. And all we had was a little bit of separation, and my sister runs down the stairs. We're on a landing in between two flights of stairs.
Ms. Heard, I must interrupt you because I've asked you a yes or no question.
Withdraw your question then, because
Ms.
she's
Heard,
answering.
prior to today's date, have you ever hit Johnny Depp?
Answer it however you wish. You've already asked, and she's already answered, and you interrupted her.
Ms. Heard, have you ever hit Johnny Depp prior to today?
Objection, Vegas at times.
Everyone on this side of the room, please.
Objection 352. It's not relevant to this domestic violence proceeding. Overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Answer it however you want to, including the way you were just.
I'm asking for a yes or no answer.
You don't have to answer it the way she wants you to answer it.
He was about to push my sister down the stairs. She was attempting to break us up. I am protective over my baby sister. When he laid hands on her, I don't know what I did, but I know I jumped in between the actions that I saw could lead to a fatal injury to my sister. She was standing on the top of a flight of the stairs, and she has never hurt anyone in her life, and she does not deserve to be pushed down the flight of stairs. And it looked like she was about to be. And I would have done what anybody who has a child or a sister would have done. I acted defensively in her life. I saw her standing on top of a flight of stairs and trying to interrupt a fight in between him and I. I don't know what part of my body I put in between me and him and her. But I would have done anything. I would have done anything to prevent her from being pushed down a flight of stairs.
Keep going or what?
I think, is that Vinny? Is that who
Yeah.
that is? Yeah,
That's
Vinny's
Vinny.
face. Vinny's face says it all.
I know it really does. No, you can stop there. You can stop there if you want to. But it just, if you notice the way that she's holding herself, the way that she's speaking, the way that she's her eye movement, it's not even the same as it is now.
No, I think that, you see, the thing about this is how I like to describe depositions. A deposition is sort of like a dress rehearsal, if you will, right? Most of the questions that get asked during deposition are going to be asked at some point in some way during the trial, right? So I think what happened is her attorneys got a hold of her and said, listen, girl, you coming off way aggressive, way defensive, and highly hostile. We're going to need you to go the other way. And thus, that's the behavior we see on the stand today. This is Amber trying to do a 180 and be more demure. But the thing about being demure is you either are demure or you are not. And if you're a really excellent actress, of course, you can be demure when you need to be, right? But she's not an excellent actress. And so she's having trouble connecting with the emotions and the reactions and the body language of a victim, because she's not a victim. She is a perpetrator.
Watch her in this clip. I really like, I mean, I don't really like, she annoys the shit out of me, but she really shows like her character.
So we're not going to invite Amber to the slumber party then, Christine? No.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay. Yeah, I hope you heard that, Amber Heard. You and NK, not invited.
Yeah, no salt licks.
Let's go.
Previously arrested for committing domestic violence.
Look at her
against
dumb
spouse.
face.
I'm gonna irrelevant, harassing, has nothing to do with this proceeding. It's argumentative. Go ahead and explain how you want to.
There was no domestic violence within that relationship. And the state of Washington, where I was arrested, immediately dropped the charges because they knew the exact same thing that I just told you, that no domestic violence ever occurred. And my ex has stated such. In fact, it was so ridiculous, those charges. It was a verbal argument, it was misinterpreted, misrepresented, and completely overreacted upon by two individuals in a power position. And as soon as they found out that we were partners, which we were not going to be arrested for before, as soon as they found out we were partners, the male cop, not this other woman who's later been brought into the press, this male cop put me in handcuffs, and that's it. There was no physical violence, no physical abuse, and zero domestic violence whatsoever between us. It was a trumped up charge, and it was dropped immediately for being such.
Isn't it?
Oh, that look needs to get slapped off her face. I mean, I hate that. Look at her lips.
Oh yeah, this is the I'm smarter, I'm better, I know more, and you're not going to get your way.
I'm telling y'all, she is Randall from Monsters, Inc., the chameleon.
Mm-hmm. So,
looks
Christine,
like
I
a
know
string
how
like
much
that.
you love this, but I just sent you a clip. Can you play it? Because it's from the trial, and I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I know. She's like, God darn you. No. And so if she's dressed like this all through depositions and trials, what's Johnny so upset about?
I can't figure it out. He didn't want her to be prettier than him. I don't know. I really don't. I don't. There is such a disconnect for me because now that all of this stuff has really started to come to light, like they're getting at this point, Johnny has testified and now she's testifying, and the nitty gritty details are coming out of their relationship, right? He's less of a stone thrower than she is. Okay. He actually tries to hold back a little bit. He doesn't just let her have it. And he can. Everybody's capable. So, but when she's talking, but then if you go and watch the clips on YouTube, there's a ton of them. They're on YouTube, they're on TikTok, they're everywhere. Just mute the sound. Don't listen to anything going around them or the cameras or any of that stuff. Just watch them, and you will see that all she has to do is give him a look, and his body language changes. It's like how your all moms can do this. You know how you have that stern mom voice, but you can't be using that out in public. Sometimes you got to keep it on the low. So you give a look, right? And those kids know you finna be in trouble. That is the look she gives. If my mom used to do it when we were being mass, which I used to tell her all the time, Mom, I don't think that's appropriate church behavior, but whatever, we're Catholic. If my sister and I were not paying attention enough in mass, which I don't know if y'all ever been to mass, there's a lot of standing and kneeling. It's a lot for like an 8-9-year-old kid. Okay. It's a lot. She would get, that part of your back of your arm that connects to your armpit, that little flap of skin right there. She would just pinch that and it's like there's no fat there. It's just the muscle. So she would get it and she would just pinch it. And my sister and I would be like, oh shit, we're about to get in trouble. Mom's about to act a fool right here in mass. So we would just we would behave. Okay. That there are looks that she gives him. There's one that it's like from 5 years ago, something like that, 6 years ago. And her hair looks gorgeous, by the way. I can't really say anything bad about her hair, but they're getting out of the limo and they're approaching the red carpet and they're being directed, right? Because that's how it is. She gives him a look and his body language changes. I'll have to dig all these clips up. I've been writing them down, but then sometimes I'd be getting distracted and forget to write. And then the next clip is already playing and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just keep watching. I'll know where it's at.
Well, that's like literally in my brain. I have all these things like I want to go over, and I'm like, then I try to just send them all to Christine, and I do it typically too late. So, but I have so many things. I'm like, no, I want to talk about this, and I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about this.
There's
She's
a lot.
So jealous of JD, it's eating her alive. That is exactly how I feel. I feel that her jealousy of the fact that of his success and the people like him and that people believe him, she can't stand it. And that's why there's only like 3 places she looks. It's her attorney, it's straight at him, or it's at the jury. But like, I don't know why she continues to want to make eye contact with this man who supposedly did all of these horrendous things to her.
But then when she stands up and they're about to like pass each other, she like remembers to shudder.
Night, Sarah. We'll see you on the next one.
That shudder was as late as my trigger warnings. She shuddered, and I was like, "What are you doing, Amber? Come on, you missed your cue for real."
It was late, and it was like a big old shoulder shudder.
Yeah, I was like, "What are you even doing?" You can't. Your body's already tense. We just saw you take that bump, Amber. Come on, get your shit together.
Get your shit together, girl. So because we were listening to the deposition, and in that part of the deposition, she's talking about why she hits him, and
why she hits him.
Why she hits him, because it's excused because he was going to push her sister down the stairs or whatnot.
Right.
So this is when she's actually testifying to it. I wish I had the part that he put the finger on it.
Oh God, that's a good one.
So this is Crazy Crime Chick's video. And she's not here right now, but I'm going to thank her later for letting me use it. It's like a 19-second clip, but it's perfect because what happens, and you have to know a little backstory if you've watched anything leading up to it, the judges actually ruled that none of the ex stuff can come in. That's why they're not talking about the ex-girlfriend. That's why they're not talking about, his exes and Winona Ryder and Kate Moss and blah, blah, blah. So none of that stuff is supposed to come in because this is literally supposed to just be about
Them.
2018 op-ed.
Right.
So that's why a lot of this hearsay and stuff is being pushed out that not necessarily would be if it was a little bit different. Like if they had done like defamation from like 2016 and on, but it's only stuff that's basically referenced in this op-ed report. And what I wanted to do tonight was kind of go over it, but now I don't know if we have time to, but so this is like extremely important for Johnny's case. And I cannot wait to see what they're actually going to do with it.
Okay.
Because what she says right here really screws up her whole attorney, the attorneys are probably sitting there going like, oh shit, this is not a good thing. So
She done fucked up.
She done fucked this up. Yep, absolutely.
In all of my relationship to date with Johnny,
Is that playing right for anybody else?
landed a blow. Just
It's
in
playing
my
for me.
think
Okay.
of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him. In all of my relationship to date with Johnny, I hadn't landed a blow.
Okay, so there's two parts of this that I find very interesting. One that she brings up, and that's why the attorney's like super freaking excited.
Yeah, because now they get to bring her in.
Right. Now it's all relevant. So, and most likely because she brought up an ex relationship of his, he can bring up the ex relationship of hers.
Correct.
So,
Her dumbass opened the door.
Right.
Before I take this down really quick, I just want to say that this Better Call Tor channel, who's BR's friend, she's so funny.
Oh
And
yeah, she's very funny.
I adore her already. So just that's the next up and coming one, guys. Take my advice.
You are the star. Drop her link in the chat.
Yeah, go to that one. She's fun. And she does odd hours because she's like in a different. Where is she at?
Australia.
Yeah, and so she's like early or late, but she's always at my hours.
Yep.
I gotta say, I really enjoy how supportive this channel is in dropping other people's links. That's really cool that you guys do that.
Well,
I noticed a lot of other channels do that, but never my link.
I guess that's why. No, but for real, I don't know. I've always felt like I started watching YouTube before I was ever on anybody's channel. You know what I mean? So like I liked to watch YouTube. I don't ever feel like people can't watch YouTube because they watch me. You know what I mean? Like I'm the only place you can get your information. Like hell no. Like I get a lot of information. I watch you and I watch CDT, and obviously I watch Crazy Crime Chick. I just played hers. But I watch so many channels because I love the opposing opinions. But it's also very hard to find a channel that if you say something that's opposite of what is said on there, that you're not just called out and you're just dismissed. So I try to share all the channels where I know that people can be whoever they are, because I feel like the subs for this channel just want to be. They just want to flip and watch YouTube and enjoy shit. I try to share the people that I know they can go and do that with.
I'm glad you do that because we need more of that on the tubes for sure.
Peace and
there's plenty of YouTubes to go around. There's whole communities devoted to like coin collecting. There's one devoted to just only rain. Nobody even talks. Like there's so much YouTubes out there.
YouTube is huge. People don't know. YouTube is huge.
It is. I mean, well, we think because we, and it's hard because like this community that we were sort of raised in on YouTube, it has become so toxic. So it is nice and refreshing and that we can just talk about, whatever we want to talk about now and in crime and whatnot. And it's almost like we kind of have to create our own community of YouTube, because the one that we came from has turned very toxic.
Very.
And there's just so much hate. Like like there's so many people that I like and I want to go into their chat and you can't anymore.
Nope.
And so I'm like, well, so I don't want to go like, I know it sounds so stupid, but it's like there's huge platforms on YouTube and you could go watch tons and tons of different people, but it's like the people I know and people I like and have grown to really like in our community still belong here, even though it is becoming toxic. And I don't want to just never speak to these people again.
Exactly. It's okay, to me, what I see, I understand exactly what you're saying. What makes a channel is the creator and the chat. You get comfortable with hearing what the creator's saying and chatting along with the people in chat, and you form little friendships. And then all of a sudden you can't anymore because whatever, and it's miserable. And yes, I could absolutely go over there to Law and Crime Network and sit in their chat and say all the things that I want to say. A, nobody would see them. B, nobody would reply to them because they're flying so friggin' fast. They have it on slow mode as it is, and they've got 54,000 people in that chat. And the only way to get your comments seen is really to buy a super chat, and I ain't doing that. So
somebody paid $500 in super chats to Law and Crime Network. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right. Do they even know?
I saw that.
Do they even know who owns Law and Crime Network? Like, they don't need that revenue, y'all.
Well, I think I saw that, and I hope we didn't see separate ones because that's disgusting.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
I couldn't believe it was so wasted. I was like, I mean, I get like, thank you for being there and streaming it and like letting us all see it. So I'm even down, like, if somebody wanted to throw something at them just so they could put their comment out there. But I was like, dude, you like $500? You better be one of Johnny's friends or something, because
right,
like I don't have $500 to throw at Law and Crime Network. I don't have $500 to throw at Jen Lou.
I don't have $500 to throw at criminality.
I don't have $500 to throw at my car paint. Just kidding, I do, but nowhere else.
Right, like I got bills, bitches.
Yeah,
I can't be, you know.
Pink Dahlia, you know, and I adore you, and like it's the people that, like, as I've been in now on, you know, inside of YouTube channels and stuff for over 3 years. You meet people, and you don't necessarily have to meet them on a live. You meet them in chats, and people who are kind to me, like, they stick out to me. I remember them, and so they go and create their own channels and whatnot. Like, I want to support that. So the dogs are just totally wrestling.
Sounds like you got hobo boxing over there.
It's kind of what it looks like too.
A little bit of cage match.
A little cage match. So
I like our little, I like hanging out over here with you girls and with your chat, because it is true crime, but then also we crack jokes and talk about other stuff, but it isn't. So I feel like if I type in chat, I don't worry about it. It's going to be, unless it's something messed up that I said, right? Obviously but just being in the wrong chat at the wrong time is like, I don't know.
Like a death sentence.
It's like tantamount to the mob, and you're like, you know, like you just got caught, and I'm just like, I can't.
Then I guess I didn't like you as much as I thought I did, because I'm no
right
to you, but it is what it is.
Right, I can't. Like, look, I'm going to say this. I said it before, and then I'm going to drop it, and we're going to go back to Johnny Depp. Okay. I have not been in school for a long, long time. Well, if I would have graduated, it would have been in 95. Okay. I got my good enough diploma, right? Go back to my high school and ask my teachers if taking attendance, how well that worked out for them. It didn't.
Right.
So don't be taking attendance on me now. Okay. I got the most trouble I got into was for ditching, but then I would get called into the office, and Mr. Parker, I'll never forget this. He'd be like, you know, why are you skipping? You know, when you go to college, and I'd be, let me stop you right there, Mr. Parker. When I go to college, I'll be paying for it, and therefore it'll be advantageous to me to attend college. Okay. But also, furthermore, I have a straight A average. I'm like, I got a 3.98. All right. I go to the class, I don't know, 2 to 3 times a week. So who is really the problem here? Is it me, or are you guys just not challenging me enough? And by the way,
it's not your fault that I don't show up.
I'm in class, and your ass has just pulled me out of class to have this little tete that went absolutely nowhere. You didn't change my mind. I'm not changing yours. Can I go?
Yeah, like, I'm actually in class this time. So like, yeah,
right. So why are you interrupting my learning?
Yeah, I think that's what happens and then they'll end up creating alts because they do want to go over and watch stuff, and they do want to chat.
Yes, exactly.
But they can't. Hi, Steffa.
that's the whole reason YouTube made lives.
I
It
like
didn't.
talking, like long talks. You know, you're on YouTube, but like back and forthing with somebody for a while is fun. And when the host like says your comment and stuff, that's fun. But
Yeah.
second I see somebody that I know I don't enjoy, I'm out. So the conversations never really get anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, look, I enjoy. That's why YouTube made lives. They made it so that you weren't just interacting in the comment section after a video. You could interact in real time with the content creator, and it was a good idea. And then, but like all good ideas, you know, some folks out here ain't got no damn home training, and they're just wrecking the joint. And you know, they are the reason we cannot have nice things. So I say what we do is just keep up what we've been doing, and eventually people will make their way over. You know what I mean?
That's how I feel, because I think that there's a point where everybody gets tired of it, and
Yeah.
they don't want to do it anymore. And the people who don't get tired of it, and that's how they want their life consumed with the hatred and the anger and the toxicity. I don't know if I technically want them to come over if that's where they
No.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't. It sounds
no.
mean, but like I don't care. I know it sounds dumb, and people are like, "You do care," but I really don't. I mean, I don't care if this channel is like, you know, 10,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers. I really just don't care, because I just like it. It's part of, you know, my husband's not into true crime. I've got 3 young kids. They're not into true crime. My dad's a retired cop, so I get to talk to him about cases and stuff, but mostly everything goes back to JFK ultimately. So like, this is like where I get to put that energy, you know?
Right.
So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, whether there's 10 of you or 20 of you or 100 of you. I just really appreciate that I get to just hang out and bullshit, and you guys don't make fun of my chin like Christine did.
I said nothing.
You said somebody had a stupid chin, and clearly that caught Teresa directly in the feels, and she.
My poor chin. No, I don't have a bad chin. I'm good. God, now the dog's over there choking. She's gonna have to go inside. All right, so back to Johnny Depp. So the last clip we just watched, there's the second part of it. It's a very interesting, very short little clip of 19 seconds. But the second thing that she says that really boggled my mind was, it was the first time I landed a punch.
Correct. Okay, Mike Tyson, calm down.
Well, okay, so how many times were you swinging?
Did you just call my ears big?
I did. Totally was talking about your ears. Missy, I love you. Charlie, I did too.
They're hurt.
I love that BR the Star keeps putting up trigger warning because we're talking about Amber.
That is
we absolutely can. So here, I'll turn it's getting a little dark here. So, you know, I typically like to be outside because I spend a lot of time outside.
I love it outside.
So when it gets dark, I typically turn my camera off. But I'm Teresa. And then right next to me hold on, let me see if I can point. I don't see, I'm going to do it
other way. The other way.
That way. That's Christine. And
This
all
is
this
the actual
beautiful background and coloring and all this beautiful graphics that you see on this channel is what she creates. And then she makes fun of me just, you know, for shits and giggles. But she's an amazing person, an amazing friend. And then down there, over there, yeah, right there, that's Jen Liu at the Ward Case Studies. She has an amazing. Go ahead.
It's a different aesthetic, but I dig it, Jen Liu.
Well, thank you.
She covers lots of trials and cases, and then she does these phenomenal roasts, especially of NK, and I can't wait for her to go full out on Amber Heard when this is all done. So she's very intelligent and extremely funny. So make sure you guys are subbed over there to her. And then Christine.
I had to change my name to Christine G. That's me, because there's another Christine, and we were just rolling around the same chats, getting really confused for a few days.
Well, you know, Christine, I had to do the aesthetic the way that I did because it's part of True Psych Ward, right? So I'm the ward, and I have a penchant for horror films. It's my very favorite film genre. So I had to put the people from an actual psych ward in there. And then, of course, they had to be bloody because it's true crime and horror.
I love it.
That's-
Not
that's
subtle
how
at
I
all.
roll.
And just go with what you love. I love it.
I'm never
It looks
subtle.
great. I think it
Thank
looks
you.
fantastic.
You do. I can tell you do. I think it looks great. I think it's like what I told my kids when they were little. I can totally tell what that green blob is. Absolutely. It looks like the tree in our backyard. Totes.
That's rude. That's Charlie. You just call people names. You just
I'm just the worst. I know everybody thinks I'm just nice and I'm not. I'm rude. I'm the worst.
You're not the worst. I could name quite a few people that are way worse than you. You're on the top of the good list.
I thank you. I try.
So I go back to the comment about where she says that that was the first punch I landed.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys are going totally off. I only have a
did
couple
you say
minutes left before I
first?
have to go to pick up children from gymnastics.
Oh,
So
that's right. I forgot.
I want to get my point in there as quick as I can. And now I don't even know if it has a good point anymore.
It does have a good point because, first of all, she's talking about you're exactly right. How many swings and misses were there,
Yeah.
Amber? Like, what's your batting average there, ma'am? Because if you're, I mean, how far away from Johnny Depp were you that you were swinging and missing?
Yeah,
First
exactly.
time I knocked it out of the park.
Well,
Yeah.
why in the world is she swinging so much?
Right.
Thank you, Lana.
I mean, it's extra. It's one of those details that she should have not added. Like, it could have. You didn't. That's like here she goes. It's worse. It's worse, obviously, than all I remember is that my dog stepped on a bumblebee.
That was the best punch I ever landed.
I think that she really tried to demolish him with like the pet lovers with this whole, he held the dog out the window and was like howling.
Yeah, except for the fact that right before she said that, she said, one dog is Johnny's and one dog is mine, and Johnny's dog is chubbier than mine, chunkier.
Right.
So
Uh-huh.
now she body shames dogs. Okay, and of course Johnny
Of course
Depp's
his dog is chunkier because she calls him a fat old man.
Did you
Right,
notice how
and-
she described his tattoo? I just thought it was a smudged old prison tattoo.
right.
That's a
It just was-
crybaby thing.
It's just a bunch of lines. Okay, look, lady.
People.
Johnny Depp did like 5 interviews when he had the Winona Forever tattoo covered up with Wino Forever. And also, Amber, since you're just so intelligent, you know all the things about all the things, cover-ups are some of the most difficult work to do. And depending on the artist that did the original work, that can make a cover-up 20,000 times harder. So shut the fuck up. It totally says Wino Forever. You know it. I know it. Johnny Depp knows
No.
it.
She didn't look him up, and Kay didn't know Chanel
Yeah.
was pregnant. So
Right. I had no
Uh-huh.
idea. Johnny Depp who? Depp like the hair gel?
I never heard of him. I didn't look
I
him up.
didn't even
No.
know who he was.
I thought he
don't
invented
know.
toaster strudel. I thought
I kind of feel like the Wino Forever is almost like he has her name tattooed on him.
You win. You win today. That was a good one.
Like, how
That was
much
a
money
good
was it that accountant said they were paying in wine bills every month?
Oh my god.
Holy
She likes bargain wine. Hello.
Okay, so the other thing, which apparently has been around, because I actually messaged ATS and CDT about it, but I didn't know about it. They were like, yeah, that's like kind of old, Teresa, but whatever. And I was like, well, I just learned. So a sub had actually made a comment about what Kevin Costner had said about Amber Heard.
Oh.
And I didn't know that there was a history with that situation, surprisingly. Well, because obviously it's been a known fact. But they filmed a movie together, and apparently at one of the parties, she was talking about her then boyfriend Johnny Depp and how much she loved him and how much how supportive he is and all this stuff, whatever. And apparently Kevin Costner made the comment, well, that didn't really stop you when you guys were broke up for a day or two from coming into my trailer naked.
Ooh, the bodyguard snitched you out, AH.
That's what Kevin Costner said.
Yeah, he's the bodyguard.
Oh
The
yeah, the
movie.
bodyguard. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
in front of all these people in this group, and I guess it's been pretty much like a known thing. Like all these people said, yeah, that's exactly what he said.
You know what? I didn't know that. This is the first time I'm hearing it, but I'm intrigued. Tell me more because I like.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send you the clips too, or the things
Oh,
too.
thank you.
I think I sent them to Christine, but I know they may have got lost. Hold on.
Wait, tell me one more time what Kevin Costner said.
Okay, so they were at this after party for this movie, 3 Something to Kill or whatever. It wasn't a very good movie apparently because I've never heard of it.
I've never
But,
heard of it either.
They're at this after party. Am I echoing?
A little bit.
Am I better?
Yes.
Okay. And she was telling this group of about 10 people how much she loved her boyfriend Johnny Depp and how supportive he is and what a great person he is and blah blah blah. And apparently Kevin Costner in front of the whole group says, "But that didn't stop you when you guys were broken up for 1 to 2 days, though. When you came into my trailer naked."
Ooh, sick burn.
She's a hoe.
I think I sent that to you. Didn't I
I
send
know a
it
bunch
to
of
you?
hoes out here.
There's some
Yeah,
hoes in this house.
I sent it to you too. Yeah, so it says it says when you broke up with him for a day or two, though, it didn't take you long to find your way into my trailer naked. Is what he said.
Ooh, a scandalous.
So, and that was in 2014
Did
before
you
they
hear
were
what
married.
Elaine said? She's like, why were you in a robe? Tell them
So,
why you're
and
not
then-
a whore.
See, and that's just crazy to me because I remember hearing that Kevin Costner was one of the men that she was saying, Kevin Costner and Billy Bob and that he accused me of cheating on him with all these actors that I had starred next to, but I didn't know that Kevin Costner had actually said something. Now, maybe in chat somebody might know. I don't know if anything ever came of that, like if they actually did do anything, or if that's just how it ended, or how he got her out of his trailer naked. But I'm like, isn't it? It made me think of when they were questioning her about her going into Johnny's trailer, why she was wearing the robe. Like, is this something that she does?
But then, did you notice when she's retelling that story, right? What she says about it? She says he pushed me down on the the couch bed is what I think is how she put it, and then she tries to recover it by saying, we were just in a playful way, but
And then
what
she
she
sorry, go ahead, finish.
it's that weird undercurrent of a not even a compliment sandwich. It's like an underhanded dig, which I have to say
she's a master at.
it's kind of a Southern thing to do. The art of an underhanded dig is it's like when somebody from the South tells you bless your heart, it means 50 different things. 49 of them are bad.
Yeah.
And she's good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does a lot of that underhanded dig, at him, a jab. And I find it, if this case wasn't so important for women, not women, domestic violence abuse survivors everywhere,
Yeah.
then I would be, it would be a different situation. I could sit and retell all the lies and make jokes about it. But the thing of it is, it's frustrating because it's situations like this that set survivors back and victims back. And that's a problem for me. That's the issue that I really have with Amber Heard. Above everything else, I don't give a rat's fat kneecap if Johnny kept his cocaine in a jar or in a box, in the car with the fox. I don't care about that. I don't care if he popped bottles and drank 11 Red Bulls. I don't care about that. I don't care if he spilt ice cream because he was on the nod. What I care about is, did he hit her? Is she telling the truth? Because
I totally agree. So then we have to discuss, as much as I don't even want to discuss, we have to discuss Australia.
okay.
I don't even think that's the most important one. Or I don't know if we're talking about the same situation.
Well,
But
there's two Australias, so I guess, but the bottle incident where he ends up losing his finger and what she says happened, what he
I
did
don't
to
even think
her.
that's the biggest deal. Like, out of all these stories that she's telling, like, it is so much scarier to me that this human is just walking around with other humans and is able to. I don't believe her. Let me just say that flat out. I do not believe her. I think that she's really vindictive and she's telling bald lies, and she's dug herself in so deep that she has to keep going with it now. But for her to like say stories about cavity searches and the bottle and punching her and her pelvic bone, for her to say disgusting things like that is just scary. It's like, that is scary. That's the kind of scary person that will do any. I don't know. That's Jodi Arias, but with handlers.
Well, I think for me, a lot of her stories have this they don't seem genuine or authentic, and they don't seem based in reality. Like the trailer situation, when she said he wasn't making any sense. Did you forget that you had just popped a mushroom? I know it's not real.
Her yet.
Right. But by the time they got into that brawl that occurred evidently with the sconces, that shroom had kicked in. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap what she says. And that's probably why he wasn't making sense to her, because the shrooms had done kicked in. But the way that she made it out was like he was just talking gibberish, sort of like the airplane. See, when I heard the audio from the airplane, what I heard was, what it sounded like to me was that Johnny Depp was essentially being immature, and basically it was a la 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 la, I can't hear you, you know, that noise. That's what it sounded like to me. And the reason I still feel that way is because when he began to talk, because he did talk, you can't understand what he says, but that's not because his voice was slurred or his words were slurred. It was because of the volume, the loudness of the airplane. It's not that you can't understand, it's a volume issue, not a slurred speech issue, because the words, whatever it is that he's saying, are coming out clear. They're not, he doesn't sound drunk or effed up on any at all. He sounds, I'm not going to say sober, because he obviously wasn't sober. He admits that, but he wasn't turned where you couldn't understand him.
No, he wasn't just sitting there slurring everything he was saying. Like,
no.
Yeah.
So I'm going to address this that Sam T just said. Sorry, Jen, I don't want to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. Okay. Address it.
So I just want to say it right out so my words don't get twisted. I am not saying that Amber Heard is a killer, but absolutely, I do believe that she has such a reckless disregard for other humans that if her behavior is not corrected at this time, that she could be a true danger to society. Absolutely, 100%. I did not say she's a killer, but I do think she's dangerous.
I would actually 100% agree with you.
I agree with that as well. I mean, the truth of the matter is, when you lie about domestic violence, when you lie, especially women. See, the thing about it is, what men get abused as well. That's a fact. Okay. But it's more prevalent for women to be the victims of spousal abuse. And that's just the truth.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's an accurate fact, as in the statistics are accurate, because I do think that men probably don't report it in the same way that women do. So it could be skewed, but we outnumber men. So it stands to reason just that way, that likely that statistic is probably close, not 100% accurate. So what's dangerous about that is women have been fighting for decades when they are the subject of any type of abuse. Take R, for example, right? SA.
Yep.
we have been fighting so that the courts and other people don't take into consideration, did we have one cocktail or four? Where was our skirt at the knee or below the knee? Where it's not about, because really that's not what SA is about anyways. It doesn't have anything to do with the woman's behavior. It's a power situation. It has nothing to do with that, but I digress. Anyway, bottom line is, it's taken decades for women to be recognized and as victims, and men to be recognized as the perpetrators. It used to be legal to hit your wife. It used to be in Boston that as long as you hit your wife, whatever you hit her with was no wider than your thumb, it was legal. And when you have a situation where a woman is coming forward, and it's not just that she's saying that Johnny Depp did this to her. She's not just saying that. What she's saying is that Johnny Depp did this to her. Lots of people knew that it was happening to her. Nobody stopped it. They were all complicit, and they're all now complicit in covering it up for Johnny. They're up on that stand. They're lying for him. Okay. That's the impact that it has further on down the line, because now what she's saying, she said it in the deposition. She was real clear about that. A man in a position of power, when she was referring to the officer who put her in handcuffs, he abused his position of power. What she wrote in the op-ed was about abuse of men on women in positions of power. And those things do occur. I don't think they occurred to her, and that's my problem.
I think that in like the overall like scheme of things, like this is like serving a real purpose that like perhaps we as a society like swing too far in that direction to like always like believe a woman. Like yes, we want to be equal and we want to be believed to be able to like say that something bad happened to us and other people believe us. But maybe it did swing too far in the other direction. And I mean, it's not just believe women's sexual assault or domestic violence stories. It's believe all domestic violence stories, like
investigate them all as if they are a victim until the investigation leads you elsewhere. It leads you elsewhere.
We're in this weird place where like what happened with like Brian Laundrie, like we're in this weird place. Like we really need to like iron this out quickly, because men can be abused. And we need to be able to recognize it. And then things like the police siding with Brian Laundrie, thinking he was the victim when he wasn't. Like it's a hard job. I don't wish I had that job at all. I don't. They have hard decisions to make every single day. And God forbid they ever make one wrong and it costs a life. It's not something I would ever want to take on myself, but we do need to figure it out.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely need to figure it out. We absolutely do. These are important conversations to have. I mean, I think there is something, I believe in exactly how I said it. Investigate it and and come to the conclusion that the investigation takes you. Everybody, somebody who is reporting a crime of any type of assault, domestic violence or SA or anything in that neighborhood of charges, every person should be listened to, and those should be investigated. But what happens is when police officers are investigating cases, when you have a situation like this where it's potentially that the claimant is lying about the fact, the police feel some type of way about that. They feel they're human, and it ends up probably unintentionally skewing how they handle future calls, because here they are, trying to help, and yet it's difficult because they're human beings. I'm not faulting police officers. They have to make split decisions, hard decisions very quickly.
their decisions are based on their past experiences and their gut
Correct.
feelings.
Correct.
So it would absolutely skew what they see in the future and how they react to what they see in the future.
Here's something that like I might propose to that. Like I talked about it a little bit on a previous live. I forget what we were talking about that day, but I was once in a domestic violence situation and the police came. I wasn't in the state of mind where I could recognize that it was danger, and I would have even said like this wasn't a big deal and it's not dangerous, and you know, I would have been that person 100%. I could still say that today, that I just did not think it was a problem. And just because I had children and my options were limited and I had to move forward with a restraining order to keep my children with me, the system worked exactly how it should for me. They forced me out of that situation. I wasn't willing. I still loved him, but it worked right for me. And on the other side of that painful trauma, you know, of like losing like my boyfriend and my home, like all that, on the other side, I am grateful because I couldn't recognize it. But here's the thing is that I don't think that it should be the police officer's job to decide that. I think that domestic violence things, like with the police there that day, like should all be handled the same way. It always just needs to stop. And the doctors should be the ones that are able to say this person is being credible or not credible based on an 800 question analysis that they give them. It should be up to people that study that kind of thing. And it's a shame that there's doctors like the one that Amber Heard's team put on the stand willing to be vague about details and testify for whatever, you know, that the doctor that we all like was excellent. And the other one was willing to say whatever for that.
Well, both of those doctors only ever examined her, but yet both of those doctors didn't only talk about her. Do you know what I mean? Like her doctor she put up there was there to trash Johnny, even though it would have been considered only because she was an expert witness. That would have all been considered hearsay.
Exactly. I do want to address this. I do acknowledge that men can be victims too, and they can be exploited as well. Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Yes. And if I didn't make it clear before, I want you guys to know I do feel that way.
No, I think you made it clear.
Maybe if we were a society that did like concentrate more on mental health, that would be like the way it happened, like that all domestic violence situations were separated and then each party had to undergo some kind of therapy or, you know, psychiatrist time and, you know, evaluate what's going on in the situation. And that was just how it was handled, because mental health is important, but it's just not how we do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're right. And the point I'm trying to make is that big cases such as the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, cases like this, the O.J. Simpson trial, those cases have an impact on the future. When the situation with when O.J. was on trial, and those 911 tapes were played, and you could hear Nicole Brown Simpson's, she was afraid, but there was something else there too, which was exasperation, that she called, and you guys know who he is. You've been out here before. It was that kind of a thing. And what ended up, the outcome of that became then, whenever there is a 911 call and there is a domestic partner situation, somebody is going to jail. Somebody will be arrested from that home. And that is what changed it. And then further than that, if when the person is arrested and charged with domestic violence, even if the victim comes forward and says, I don't want to prosecute, or even signs an affidavit of non-prosecution,
it doesn't matter if the DA does it anyway. Yep.
Exactly. The state will pick up the charges because
there are states that are like that, just not all states.
Texas is.
That's what I'm saying. There are states that if they don't care what you have to say. If they see a scratch, a bruise, anything on you,
They will
But-
take that person and investigate it and charge the person whether you want them charged or not. Well, because what happens is if the women do say they want to charge the man, and then the man is either not found guilty or the charges are dropped, that woman's life is now in danger. She should not be the one that is making that choice, or vice versa. It shouldn't be the guy that's making that choice if he's the one that's claiming the abuse.
Exactly.
Honeywell says, like, men do not report it. Men don't report it as often as women, because then they're looked at as weak, or why didn't you do something about it or whatever. So men don't want to report it. It's a stigma, but it doesn't change the fact that it does happen.
It does, absolutely.
Don't reflect it, because we don't actually know how many men are abused.
Correct.
But my problem with Amber Heard is not that I don't want to believe her. And I know people think that, and people think, everybody's just on Johnny's side because he's Johnny. Like, that's not true, because there are other people who were accused of really bad crap like this, or worse, and I totally believe the women. So you think that I wanted to think that, Bill Cosby was a bad dude? Yeah, no, anybody wants to think Bill Cosby's a bad dude.
No, like he brought us the Cosby Kids, he brought us the Cosby Show. Nobody did more for Jell-O pudding pops than Bill Cosby himself. Nobody did more for dad sweaters than Bill Cosby. Like,
but he got out of prison on a technicality.
Right. I agree with Teresa. It isn't the celebrity that has made me decide one way or the other how I feel. It is the evidence. It's ironic. That's not really irony. Interestingly enough, it is the evidence that she herself presented. It's her audio. It's her video that led me to change my mind. It doesn't make sense to me that when you hear some of that audio, her voice should be the loudest one, because she is the one holding the phone. All right. But Johnny Depp is almost inaudible in a lot of them because of the distance between her and him, physically.
Right.
Then you have the other audio where he is telling her repeatedly, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. Your words are never going to get to me again. Does some of his arguments, do they become a little extra? Yeah, they do. Okay. They're not clapbacks I would use myself, but it is what we're not the same.
Their fights are exhausting, to be honest with you. I think we said that last time. They are. They're just exhausting, and their conversations are just so repetitive. And it's like,
yes,
why is this even still a conversation? Like, somebody go to bed. Like, this is
right.
It is. It's like almost like, drug induced or, alcohol induced conversations that literally are never going to solve anything. But that's what gets recorded, is just these weird conversations of them talking about whatever and repeating it. I don't know.
Exactly. And the other thing, go ahead. Sorry.
I did start this believing her. I just want to say that, like, I did start this thinking that she was the victim. Totally.
I did too. I thought that there was a I don't want to say that I started thinking that she was the victim. What I will say is, when I started paying attention to all of this, in my mind, there was a distinct possibility that she was the victim. What changed my mind is the evidence. Johnny Depp getting up there and testifying, as cute as he is, he's a very good looking man and he's hilarious. That is not what convinced me. It is the evidence that convinced me. When you have so many people come up, one after the other, who were around Amber Heard during the critical moments where this bruising would have been apparent, and none of them saw bruising or swelling. Now, I will admit that makeup can do wonderful and miraculous things, but makeup cannot hide swelling. That's a fact. If you're swollen, I don't give a rat's fat kneecap what magical palette you bust out with from the CVS's. You are not going to be able to hide swelling. And that's what it is for me. They saw nothing on her. And then, of course, then there's the tapes. She's clearly, consistently pursuing and engaging him constantly. Now, do I think personally that she set out to do this when she and Johnny Depp got together? No. What I will say is, I think that Amber Heard is slick enough, conniving enough to see that this marriage wasn't going to last. She had signed a postnup of some sort. And what more could she do to him other than destroy him in the eyes of his fans, but more importantly, in the eyes of his children? And I never would have thought that it was about the kids until there were audio recordings of the things that she said to Johnny Depp about his children.
Right.
And him as a father. And there are some subtle details in those audio tapes that I don't think people are really picking up on. And I think I'm going to put that on the list too. To go over are these audio tapes, because they're important. That they don't lie. That what was recorded was recorded. Who does lie are human beings. And
That's
to
right.
me, Johnny Depp, the fact that he's especially in that one, the fact that you can barely make out what he is saying because there's such a distance between their bodies in the space that and it's not like because they have such a big home. Everybody knows it doesn't matter whether you have an apartment that's 800 square foot or you have a home that is 800,000 square feet, right? If it were a situation of the space being large, there would be an echo, not the audio, not his volume. The volume of his audio is so low. His voice is so low because there's distance between them. So how can you be the aggressor? It's not a very good aggressor if you're 50 feet away from your victim. It makes no sense.
No, he should constantly be chasing her down and running after her. And Sam T, she does have a channel. You guys drop Jen's channel. She's gonna continue to cover some of the backstory and some of the old depositions and stuff this week while the trial's on break. So you should definitely go over there and sub. But the big thing for me is I feel like she's a latcher. She's a latcher on her. Like she wanted to latch onto him. She wanted to latch on to Elon Musk, wanted to latch on to any of the co-stars that she had. She's a latcher. It bothers me because then it makes me feel that she latched on to the Me Too movement. I feel like she's a latcher. She's trying to use all these things to get a step ahead. And I don't think Johnny cares if he was abused or that she wants to tell her friends that he abused her. I don't think that matters to him. It matters when it starts to impact his family, his career, and everything that he stood for all these years. And she's ruining that. And then in the process of being a latcher and being extremely selfish, thinking that she's going to get a leg up in society and that somebody should be helping her do that, she's wrecking it for anybody who thinks that they have a chance to be believed.
Correct. Especially in Hollywood. Especially, look, the truth of the matter is you guys should all, if you get a chance, check out the tapes, the Marilyn Monroe tapes. It's on Netflix. Okay. They're audio recordings. It is her, and it's her talking about but it's not just her. It's the people in her inner circle that are speaking about her as well. And one of them is an old movie. I can't remember what his job function was, but there used to be a thing in Hollywood, the Little Black Book, and it was filled. All the Hollywood execs knew which girls would be okay with the casting couch, and I'm going to leave it at that. So that absolutely did and does still go on in Hollywood, not just with women, but with men and with children too. Okay. It's a problem. But when you have a person who is using specifically, in this instance, I'll talk about the Me Too movement and what that stands for. And they're not telling the truth. And that makes it that much harder for the next person who comes forward with a claim about some big Hollywood executive or movie star, whatever it is in Hollywood, to be believed. it's a domino effect, and it's problematic.
I think that
Well-
I really think that like the ACLU is gonna like rethink their like
Yeah.
strategy with celebrities, you know, like I really think that we're gonna see like a shift on the way that is handled.
Well, think about too, if you have women that this actually has happened to, and now the men see Johnny win, how many of them are going to use that against these women? Like, that's what I'm
Correct.
saying. The whole thing
It
is so
empowers the wrong people.
right. All right. I'm gonna have to hop off, but I
right,
love
babe.
you guys. I love having these conversations with you guys. I'm so excited that you're going to cover some of this older stuff. So anybody in the chat that wants to watch some of the older stuff, make sure you guys are subbed to Jen Lou's channel, The Word Case Studies. You guys need anything designed? Christine's your gal. Hit her up. And we'll be back on Friday.
All right,
I want
me
to
and
talk
Jen are
about.
gonna talk Scott Peterson. No, I'm just kidding. Hang up.
But I'm just picking up from gymnastics, so I gotta get everybody settled in for the night. But I really appreciate you guys for being here. I really appreciate you guys in chat for hanging out and talking with us and sharing your thoughts and opinions on the whole situation. And we'll be back Friday. I want to talk about Tara and how the trial's progressing. So we will, and hopefully Michelle is feeling better by then, mi amor, and she's able to hop on panel with us then.
Oh,
Yes.
and we are also going to be next Monday also.
Oh, yeah, big one.
We have another live with a special guest.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be two women. They're crime scene cleaners. And one of them is the owner and one of them is like the marketing manager. And it's going to be fun talking about all the dirty deeds.
All the things that they've had to do. I can't wait to hear their
I
stories.
can't wait for that, and I want to hear it, and I want to hear the tips and the tricks.
Monday at 5
The
next
tips
week.
and the tricks.
Well, look, it's true, because Teresa, when Susie the dog handler was on, you would be I learned so much about that. For example, that in gated communities here in the Floridas, which is where I do happen to reside, it is up to the owner of the gated community to pay for a body of water to be drained and then refilled. And so they don't want to do that. And sometimes bodies don't be recovered that they're there, but they don't actually get recovered because the property place doesn't want to drain the pond. I found that fascinating.
We're going to make some posts to collect everybody's questions. So
Yay.
I am very
I'll be here.
excited.
I'll be watching. I will be watching for sure. And then
We will
whenever
have to
the
drop a
trial
couple
resumes, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will. We will. Oh, we will.
Monday.
Awesome.
I can't wait.
Well, we will. All right. Thank you for having me,
Bye, guys.
Teresa. It's always good.
Bye-bye. Night-night.
Good night, you guys. Bye.